Hey, everybody. What is up? It is your friendly neighborhood physical therapist, Dr. Ryan Welton, coming to you from just outside the Tampa Bay area. If you are new to following me, I get a clinic where, like most people, have failed everything type thing, and I get exceptional results in that patient population. Um, and I teach it. I've published statistically historic papers in the field of orthopedics, multiple ones. Um, and I am an innovator, teacher. But one thing people don't know about me is that I help people. I develop my own cash-based business model. Okay, I so the traditional cash-based business model is, you just try to talk people out of using their insurance, and um, people charge like $80, $160, whatever. Um, and so a lot, what I find is that a lot of people are stuck making around what a physical therapist makes, a year, if that. But if you're happy doing that, good for you. I say honestly, good for you. If you're happy with that income level, then good for you. But a lot of people aren't happy with it, and the cost of living, they say, is too high. And years ago, I wanted change, but I was like blaming other things. Like nowadays it would be, groceries are too much, right? Rent is too high, right? Um, insurance is too much, right? The dollar is not worth much anymore, right? I was doing the blame game. But then one day I looked in the mirror and I realized that it was me, that I was the problem, and that I was making excuses so I didn't have to change. And once I made that shift in myself, and I realized if I that I need to change, that no one was coming to save me. The government, the freaking insurance companies, the whatever. No one is coming to save you. You have to create your own reality. And when I made that shift, everything changed. I've been in business 17 years now, and I have an extraordinarily successful cash-based business where I do in a month what most PTs make in a year. Um, but, and I teach this, I've been teaching this. So join my free school group below, my VIP group. If you're on TikTok, you can, um, you can go to weltonmethods.com, WHELTON.com, and go to join my free group, free VIP group, where I'm talking more about this. Okay, now, everybody wants to work less and make more. I see I maybe treat patients 30 hours a week, maybe more like 25, 6, 7 hours a week. Okay. And make it a month what most people's physical therapists make in a year. Okay. But it's not an accident that this happened. It was a conscious effort on my part, and for me to figure out a business model that paid me for my clinical skills. Okay, so everyone complains that, oh, we're DPTs. But first of all, nobody cares about education. Just a fact. Nobody cares. uh, Physical therapists care about a doctorate degree. Patients don't care. They don't even know. A lot of them don't even know I'm a physical therapist. They don't even know what I am. Just fix me, bro. What they care about is your clinical skills. Now, another excuse that I hear all the time, and to me, it's an excuse. Sorry if this sounds whatever, but I had all the excuses in the world. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying, um, is that no one's going to, pay, several $100s for 30 minutes of physical therapy, right? And what I tell you is this, is that yes, they will. The people that say that have never done it. Okay. And the people that say that and failed are doing the same thing everybody else is doing. Okay. If I launched a marketing company and I was doing the same thing that everybody else was doing, why can I charge more than you? You wouldn't pay me that. You would be like, I can get it over here for cheaper because they're getting physical therapy or chiropractic, right? But what I've identified is that there are populations of chronic pain patients that are desperate for someone that has invested in their education to be able to help them with conditions like SI joint dysfunction, sacral torsion shear, with with rib head misalignments, believe it or not. That's a big one I see in here. Um, how to calm down neck tension in people. Um, like just chronic pain patients that have tried everything type thing. It's not, I don't find it complex. I don't worry about this stuff too much. Every once in a while, somebody gives me a run for my money, but I don't worry about this too much. But what I do in my cash-based business model is I teach you the clinical part. Okay, so you can feel confident in that. All the protocols I use, all the methods I use, here you go. Here's what I do. Okay. And then I teach you the cash-based business stuff, the targeting to get these specific diagnoses in the door that are dying for something, literally dying for someone that knows what they're doing. Okay. I show you how to target, market. I give you my marketing company, everything. And then I tell you exactly what to say, what to do, everything. Like the way that I relate this to people is a lot of people love my Rehab Results course, reading my papers I've published with my protocols. Oh, Ryan, it's so simple. It's streamlined. Look, you just do this, 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 this. And my patients are getting better, I've been told over the years, right? But what I did with the cash-based business model is I did the same thing. I developed a method. Do this, market this way, do this, say this. X amount of people say yes, X amount of people say no. Every month, it's generally the same every month. I get the people that can't afford me to somebody that one of my students that can help them. So I know that they're getting help too. So I can ethically charge what I believe that I'm worth. And that's that. And at the end of the month, I do what a physical therapist does in a year. So, they say that money doesn't buy happiness. I agree, but being broke brings a lot of stress. I did that, especially when Obamacare came in. That brought a lot of stress. And, I remember waking up having panic attacks in the middle of the night, whether I was going to be able to pay my rent. And when that happens, you got two options. You can sit there and blame everybody else, the economy, the government, whatever, insurance companies or whatever, or you can take matters into your own hands and take massive action, and, but I'm looking for only people that are willing to make the change in their mindset and their life. And I will work with you one-on-one, you be part of a group, but I will work with you one-on-one bi-weekly, and we will meet and we will work together and we will get my goal is your goal. So if your goal is to make $1 million a year, that's my goal. Let's make it happen. Okay. That's my goal for you. Okay. But some people don't want that. Some people, I want to make $200,000 a year. I want to make 250. I want to make 300, whatever. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Or I want to work 3 days a week. I have a lot of moms that want to work 3 days a week. And, I teach them how to do that. Okay, great. They make work 3 days a week. A lot of them make double what a physical therapist would make at least working 3 days a week. Okay. So if you're a mom and you're tired of the rat race and you're tired of being abused at work, like seeing 20 patients a day or 25 patients a day is abuse. Okay. I saw something that like 50%, I don't know if this is true. I just read it on LinkedIn. 50% of physical therapists quit after 5 years. What? That's crazy. If that's true, that's crazy. And it's sad because it's such a great profession, a rewarding profession, but it's been railroaded by, you could say the insurance companies, but I take massive responsibility for my life. I don't blame anybody. It's me. I'm the problem. Yeah, the insurance companies are screwing people. Everybody knows that. It's been admitted in court they screw people, but what are you going to do about it? You're going to complain? The APTA is not coming to save you. You're coming to save you. That's the only one that can save you. So if you want to significantly change your life and change the financial situation of yourself and your family, you have to invest in yourself. Just the way that you invested in PT or chiropractic school. You invested in yourself, right? Well, I will show you how to target, market, and bring people in with diagnoses that are willing to pay you outside of like a premium of when, because they're dying for someone that knows what you know. They've been looking for years, decades. I see it all the time. Two people this week cry just when I tell them what's wrong with them, and show them what's wrong with them. They can't believe it after all this crap in the medical system, right? And this is an average week, 2 to 3 people cry a week type situation in my clinic. It's nuts, And, but, I have a good track record of helping people, especially when they failed everything, but I can teach it. I teach this stuff to people. In my papers that I published, I've statistically made medical history and readership because people are finding them successful. I get messages from all over the world, people in India and Nigeria and Bulgaria. My patient could sleep last night because of that method, this method. Great. Well, I also created a method for business. Okay. So if you like my clinical methods and you want to take your game to another level, and set your family up for life and not be pinching pennies and worry about scraping by, or if you want to work 3 days a week, 2 days a week, and make more than a physical therapist makes, then I'm in, man. But you have to be willing to change. If you're not willing to change, I'm not the guy for you. Okay. But another reason why I find the more I get into this, another reason why physical therapists are making what, in a cash-based business, what physical therapists making, they're all fighting over the same patients, is because you're all fighting over the same patients. There's a whole patient population called the chronic pain patients that gave up going to people like us. They have no use for us anymore. They have no respect. But I show them, I know what's wrong with them through my marketing and my targeting. And they see it over and over again. And they say, this guy knows what's wrong with me. Those are my symptoms. I'm coming in. And when they come in, get them out of pain using my methods that I teach, people use. And then X amount say yes, X amount say no. It's just about the same every month. And you make in a month what most PTs make in a year in cash-based business too. Okay. So if you want to take massive action, click on the school group below and we can actually set up a call where I'll sit and talk to you and tell you all about this. But you have to be willing to change the way that you think. Okay. And no more victim mentality like I had. Okay. I'm not a victim anymore. I am a creator of my reality. And I create my reality with what I believe. But just like you at PT school, you had somebody to teach you anatomy. You need someone to teach you business, okay? Because I've been doing this. I've been doing this a long time, and sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So I had a comment. What do you think about ligament laxity and SI joint dysfunction? Yeah, I hear that all the time, but I don't generally have a problem with that. The only problem I have with SI is groin weakness. By the way, I came up with a really cool method that I figured out how to strengthen people's groin muscles and relieve back pain almost immediately, stimulating points. So I'm teaching that in my advanced clinical method. So if you join my cash-based business model, you get my clinical teachings, all my courses 59% off, and weekly live teachings with that, and then also one-on-one business teachings. I work with you, mentor you. If you just want to work less, make more, or you want to make $1 million a year, whatever it is, your goal is my goal, and we work together, okay? But you have to be willing to change, and you have to be willing to get out of, it's the economy, it's the government, it's this, it's that. No, it's us. We need to change, okay? If you want to change your life, okay? Anyways, click on the school group below, join it. And if you want to book a call with me where I talk to you more about this cash-based business model, whether you're willing to want to transition or start your own, I will work with you, okay? Other than that, love you all. Peace.